Yeah, so I would say the broader your coalition is, the better. But at the very least, you want to at least attempt to bring organized labor, racial justice, and environmental leaders together. Because if they're all on the same page, you're a long way towards where you need to go to actually make it work and make it happen. And the key really is that you're making sure those diverse stakeholders are at the table, but then finding the real win for each stakeholders. So they're not just so you're not just making a bad project less bad, but making a good project even better. And folks are actually excited about what's in there, and they become key allies in actually making the project happen. And so there's certain provisions that we know from experience that folks care about from each of those key stakeholder categories. And that's where we can think about staple provisions, for instance, job quality, like organized labor is going to want to see job quality. Who doesn't want to make sure the jobs that we create, especially with our taxpayer dollars, are good jobs? So that's a key piece of it. And of course, that's going to get your organized labor folks excited. Racial justice, key thing that these groups often want to see is access to the jobs for disadvantaged communities. So things like on-the-job training opportunities for apprentices and pre-apprentices. Environment and environmental groups want, input on the project design and make sure that what the project comes up with or doesn't create any environmental harms and can actually be beneficial to the environment. So these are like the key things you need to be thinking about, that if you do them, folks are just actually excited about the projects. The gold standard for job quality is the use of a project labor agreement. Um, Particularly for construction projects. And that's essentially a collective bargaining agreement for the duration of a contract. You'll want to see labor standards, safety standards, job standards, living wages. For racial justice and access to jobs, you also want to be thinking about percent of the work hours going towards apprentices and pre-apprentices. And you want to be thinking about a percent of those hours, perhaps like half of the, say if you 25% are local hire, that half of those come from disadvantaged communities. And how do you define disadvantaged communities? And you want to be thinking about things like the targeted hiring process to make that work.